were saying about how they felt like incredibly demotivated by Instagram, like not showing enough people like their stuff.
Like if you think about it,
Okay, you guys, I just finished packaging up my orders and I was just listening to this really helpful podcast that really like resonated with everything that I was feeling. Okay, so I just had a look at all the orders and actually it's mainly gonna be like love heart sticker packs. So that's not really a stock check as such, but there are some oracle decks ordered, so let's pick them out. Okay, so while I was taking a little break on my phone, I was looking at a bunch of like art accounts that I follow and their Instagram stories, and it's so weird how many of them were saying about how they felt like incredibly demotivated by Instagram, like not showing enough people like their stuff, which is something that I relate to so hard right now. Like, you feel like you grow your account and then it feels like Instagram's like, okay, you have this many followers, but we're not actually going to show any of them, any of your posts. Like, that's not going to happen unless you make a reel. And even then, like, it has to be the right reel, or just some random reel will actually get shown to all of your followers, as opposed to just like, I don't know, 1% of them. Anyway, so my whole point of like starting up and telling you guys about this was because it felt like a lot of people are feeling a little bit down about their art. Like, I came across a lot of people saying like, I'm feeling in a really weird place about my art, like this is helping me. And that's one amazing thing about the art community, is like we all struggle, but we are all really like, most of us seem to be like really proactive at like trying to find solutions, especially for like other people that are also struggling, you know? So like just seeing that kind of stuff really helped me to not feel so alone and like defeated. Like, we all kind of feel this way, and it's awful that we all do feel this way, but it doesn't mean that we aren't good enough, and it doesn't mean that we suck. Like, it just means that maybe there's something in the air and we're all feeling a little bit disheartened by Instagram's like really weird way of running a social media algorithm. So I know like I've already said it in this vlog already, but I just wanted to say like it's weird how that like synchronicity came about, where like we are all feeling like very similar right now. So yeah, don't worry, you're not alone and you will get through this. We all will get through this because we have before. Okay, so I have printed off some stickers and laminated them, so we're gonna cut them. I'm gonna make everything up quickly and then we're gonna get into packaging.
build the habit of looking for answers for yourself first. Decide what aim, where we tend to conflate two very, very different ideas and two very different concepts. So are there objective standards? Yes and no. Like, if you think about it, not even in figurative art. If you consider like Philip Destin, David Park, Michelangelo, Alice Neal, those are all figurative artists, and all the ways of thinking like that. So, and the intention is the message. So, the artwork known for having masterpiece paintings are really good enough. So, a piece of art good enough, and I'm proud to say like curious about, right? And then even within like this would include like your technical skill. It just isn't helpful to try to compare yourself to the vast infinity of the art world. When you do that, the thought that I'm not good enough, you're guaranteed to find hundreds of thousands of ways that you fall short. It's not helpful. We're creators. We ever create as creators is this concept of ourselves as an artist. With self-conception, like the self-concept of who you are as an artist.
Okay, you guys, I just finished packaging up my orders. They look so cute. So I didn't actually happen to record a bunch of the packaging, so I'm sorry about that, but I put my phone on charge and then I completely forgot, and I was just listening to this really helpful podcasts that Sonia shared in her stories. And I've been listening to so many episodes now, and to be honest, it really like resonated with everything that I was feeling that I said at the beginning of this vlog. It was just very much like our mindset is influencing how we feel about like the outcome of our art, or how we feel in the journey of our art and stuff like that. And to be honest, it's helping me to look at everything in a little bit of a different light, and it's made me really want to make an art piece as well, which is so... I love the like irony, I guess, of like me listening to an art podcast that's kind of like inspired me to make art when I'm struggling to make art. But it kept, like, the thing that I keep revolving around is not feeling good enough as an artist. And the episode I listened to, which was episode 262, was very much about like how you started out with that belief that you're not good enough, and you carry that through everything. So like you're never really gonna feel good enough no matter what you do, like despite the art you make. And if you do make something amazing, you're just gonna be like, well, it's just a fluke because I'm not good enough. So this isn't, I'm not sure how I made this because I'm not good enough. And like listening to it and everything just got me kind of thinking about how our thoughts are gonna like alter our perception, essentially. Like, I know that that is a thing. We all know that our thoughts can alter our realities and change how we think about certain things, but like you don't really think to put it into practice when you're just like mundanely thinking. I don't know if that makes sense, but you're just going about your life, just thinking your little thoughts, not really thinking about your thoughts. I don't know if this is making sense, but essentially it was just kind of like, you know how when you feel down about yourself, and everybody, I tell this to people, but people will say like, you need to look in the mirror and tell yourself how wonderful you are, how amazing you are, how capable you are, how beautiful you are, etc. And I never really thought to apply it to my art. So for me, I thought in my head, okay, so what I need to change that to is you are good enough, like I am good enough. So I want to make this little art piece, which is essentially like not really something that I would normally make. It would just be like a quote kind of art, and put it up on my like art wall here, and it can just like say you are good enough. And every day I'm reading that, and maybe that will start to help me feel a little bit more like joyous, I guess, about my art and about like my progress and where I am. So if you also want to check out this podcast, I just want to say quickly like a huge shout out to Sonia Stegman, and just say a massive thank you for putting that on your stories, because without that I wouldn't have seen it, and I would just be like, oh, not good enough all day without like really changing anything. So the podcast, I was listening to it on Spotify, and it's called the Savvy Painter Podcast with Antrice Wood. And like I said, it was episode 262, I think, that I was listening to that really like hit home for me. But like there are so many episodes on there, and like so much for us to kind of like consume and maybe start to feel a bit better about ourselves as artists on the whole. Thank you so much for watching this vlog, my loves. I hope you have a wonderful day, and even if you aren't an artist, I hope you remember how worthy and good enough at whatever you do in your life you are, and even just by existing and being you. I love you guys, and I will see you in the next vlog. Bye!